In 1924, an archaeologist named Raymond Dart found a skull in South Africa. It belonged to a child, about 3 years old, and in the eye sockets, two clean, precise holes, perfectly spaced to match the fangs of a leopard. This child wasn't a tragic accident. This child was lunch. For most of human history, we were not the hunters, we were the hunted. And the things that hunted us weren't just dangerous. They were the peak of millions of years of evolution, built specifically to kill large mammals. Built specifically to kill us? Let's start with the cats. Smilodon fatalis, the saber-toothed cat, canine teeth 11 inches long, weight up to 600 pounds. It didn't chase its prey. It waited, motionless in tall grass, beside water sources, sometimes for hours. Then one burst, 30 miles per hour, one bite to the throat. Everything was over in seconds. It didn't need to fight you. It just needed to find you. Then the bears. Arctodus simus, the short-faced bear, 12 feet tall on its hind legs, nearly 2,000 pounds. Unlike modern bears, it wasn't eating berries and catching fish. It was a hyper-carnivore, meat only, and it could run at 40 miles per hour. The moment it saw you, the math was already finished. You were not going to outrun it. You were not going to outclimb it. You were not going to fight it. It was 2,000 pounds, and it was already moving. Then the hyenas, cave hyenas, larger than any hyena alive today, bite force of over 1,000 pounds per square inch, about 7 times the force of a human jaw. They could crush bone to get to the marrow inside. They hunted in packs of 20 or more, coordinated, relentless. And they hunted at night, when early humans could barely see their hands in front of their faces. And that's just 3. Dire wolves hunting in packs of 30. Cave lions 25% larger than African lions, operating in coordinated groups. Giant cheetahs, terror birds in South America, 10 feet tall, with beaks that could split a skull open like a coconut. Wherever humans went, something was trying to eat them. Here's what makes this remarkable. We had almost nothing to fight back with. Our closest living relative, the chimpanzee, is 3 times stronger than an adult human. Chimpanzees have fangs, they can climb 9 meters in seconds, and they still get taken by leopards regularly. We were slower than chimpanzees, weaker than chimpanzees. We couldn't see in the dark. We couldn't smell predators from a distance. We walked upright, which made us visible from hundreds of meters away, and our babies couldn't walk for an entire year. They just cried, constantly, announcing our location to everything within earshot. By every biological measure, we should have been gone within 100,000 years. Instead, they're gone. Smilodon disappeared around 10,000 years ago. The short-faced bear, 11,000 years ago. Cave lions, 14,000 years ago. Cave hyenas vanished even earlier. Every apex predator that spent millions of years evolving to hunt large mammals disappeared within a few thousand years of each other. In geological time, that's not a gradual decline. That's a collapse. So what happened? There's the climate argument. The ice age was ending. Ecosystems were shifting. The megafauna these predators depended on, woolly mammoths, giant bison, woolly rhinoceroses, was already under pressure. When the prey disappears, the predators follow. That's true, that's real, but it's not the whole story. Because the pattern is too precise in Africa, in Europe, in Asia, in the Americas, in Australia, on every continent where humans arrived, large predators began vanishing within a few thousand years, not before humans got there, after. And in some cases, the timing lines up so tightly that it's difficult to argue it was coincidence. Australia is the clearest example. When humans arrived roughly 50,000 years ago, the continent was home to the megalania, a monitor lizard 7 meters long, still alive, still hunting, along with the marsupial lion, the diprotodon, a wombat the size of a rhinoceros, and the giant short-faced kangaroo. Within a few thousand years of human arrival, most of them were gone. The climate on that continent hadn't changed dramatically, but something else had arrived. We didn't beat evolution with strength. We beat it with distance. The spears found at Schoningen in Germany, 400,000 years old. Aerodynamic, balanced, designed to be thrown accurately from 9 meters away. A saber-toothed cat built for ambush has no defense against a weapon it never evolved to recognize. It's designed to handle claws, teeth, hooves, not a sharpened stick moving faster than it can react to from 30 feet away. Fire created a perimeter no predator would cross. It's coded into them at the genetic level, and even today, lions in the wild avoid open flames. And then there was coordination. 5 humans with spears and a plan could take down something that would have killed any one of them alone. We couldn't outrun them, so we built weapons they couldn't understand. We couldn't outfight them, so we surrounded them. We couldn't see in the dark, so we set the night on fire. Every biological weakness forced us to invent a solution, and those solutions accumulated across thousands of generations until we became something no predator could evolve fast enough to handle. Now look around. The most dangerous land predator you're likely to encounter today is a grizzly bear behind a fence or a tiger behind glass. No species on this planet is currently evolving specifically to hunt humans. That has never been true before in the entire history of our species, except for the last 10,000 years. For 200,000 years, our nervous systems were shaped by a world where something could kill you at any moment, at the water source, in tall grass, in the dark 3 feet from the fire's edge. The fear response, the hypervigilance and silence, the specific dread of something moving behind you, all of it was built for that world. Not this one. We still carry that nervous system. We just removed everything it was designed to respond to. That's why your heart rate spikes when the lights go out in an unfamiliar place. That's why silence in a forest feels more threatening than noise. That's why some part of you still scans the tree line when you're outside alone at dusk. Your brain is still waiting for the yellow eyes in the grass. They're not there anymore, but part of you hasn't gotten the message yet.